this bike was not custom built for someone. Taryn has just been doing these one-off builds, and we've just been putting them up on the website, and that person liked it, so they bought the bike. It just kind of gives people ideas of things they can do with the bikes, and then sometimes people just end up really liking the style. So this one up here with the lights, you're gonna take that one home.
Me?
Yeah, you get to take that one back because I know you've been wanting to do some kind of custom project, custom build type of thing.
I have actually, yes. So what is up, guys and girls? Today's video is gonna be a little bit different. The weather is cold and the group rides are few and far between. So here on the East Coast, we're taking this downtime and we're making changes to our bikes, tuning them up, getting them ready for this upcoming season. And that has a lot to do with what I'm doing today. As you guys have seen, I've been riding around a lot on the Spark CycleWorks Bandit. The modifications that I've done have been little, but that's all gonna change. On today's adventure, I'm returning to Spark CycleWorks in Brantford, Connecticut. I'll be taking a tour of the new facility, giving you guys some updates on things that are happening there right now as we speak, as well as there might be a few things that I can't talk about. So if you guys are not already following Spark CycleWorks, you just might want to check out the description below and click on the link to join their YouTube channel and follow their journey. So before we get going, I want to take this opportunity to thank you. Thank you for all those likes and all those comments. Without all of you, this would not be possible. Now just remember that Brantford, Connecticut is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, by car or by train. And if you wanted to visit their facility to build your own Bandit, that's right, build your own Bandit, you can do it. Just reach out to them. Set up your appointment and customize yours today. They have a vast assortment of accessories that you can put together to make your bike unique. So visit their website and see what creation you can come up with. And if you want to save $100 off the purchase price of your Bandit, use my code, Mr. E, NYC. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's get into this one. For me, it's a little over an hour's drive, but for you, with the magic of editing, let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Matt?
Come on in. Hey, how's it going, man? It's been, what, 4 weeks? Welcome to the space. It's changed a little bit. So, I mean, like, even, what, 4 days ago, this was that sketchy office that was just holding paint. We just kind of ripped all of that out. In the beginning, I was thinking that I'd create, like, an entrance room for people to walk into, but we decided just to rip it out and leave it more open, let more light in. This place kind of feels like a dungeon. But anyway, we've got some bikes around here. This will all get finished soon, but
oh yeah,
I put VIN 1 out.
VIN 1.
Here's the first Bandit.
Speaking of VINs, we have to talk about my VIN.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to get yours. Yes.
I don't know what my VIN is. It's not. It wasn't written on the cover. I see 2 batteries mounted here. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is a very sketchy build, huh? Yeah. 2 batteries, 2 throttles. 1 mechanical disc brake. It's like the most unsafe vehicle I think we've built.
Hold on a second. You're gonna race with this?
Yeah, yeah. So next week we're going to Milwaukee. Taryn, John, and me, we're going in the van. I gotta go to IKEA because I'm gonna get a couch to put in the back of the van. And we're gonna load it up with this bike and a few other ones. And we're competing in this enormous race. Like, we're talking 20,000 people in the stands, live streamed on YouTube, all this other kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm excited.
And there's a goofball category, which is kind of like this funny category where you can race pretty much anything you want. It's like last year there was a porta potty on a go-kart that raced. So our thought is this thing looks like a giant banana. So we're gonna have 2 people on it in gorilla suits. And yeah, it's got 2 crazy powerful motors. This thing can go like 40. And hopefully we don't die, right?
Hopefully.
Yep. Have some other classic ones out, Jazz Cup, Mad Max.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, everybody's favorite. That one was so cool. Taryn just finished this one up.
Oh, this is for sale, right?
Yeah, this one's for sale. She was just kind of like doing whatever she wanted to do. There was no real guide. I think she was actually looking at a movie called Beetlejuice, which people know Beetlejuice, right? So I think it started with Beetlejuice and then kind of went from there. But anyway, yeah, we're in the space. This is going to become the main office. So when you walk in, there will be kind of like a little display, merch, and some bikes that you can take out and things like that. But then from there, you'll just be right into the main office. I finished building this wall. This thing was an insane project. It took 4 times longer than I thought it was going to, just because this wall is not straight. There's actually like a lot of curves in the top and the other sides, and like, oh my God, it's been a huge pain in the ass. So I still got to do the molding, as you can see. And then I got to put the window in on this side. I got to put this window in, mold that all in. But once that's set, we'll be actually able to put, you know, desks in here and have places for people to work that aren't folding tables. But right now, I'm here, John's over here, and we're making
moves.
Yep.
Are we going in?
Yeah.
All right.
This space is where production is going right now. Let me close this guy. So yeah, this is the main assembly area right now. Obviously, it still needs a lot of work, but you know, we had to get up and running. Got 2 stands right here. Maybe eventually we'll do 3, but for our production volume, I like to keep it kind of small. Oh yeah, this bike, that one with the red shocks, that's going to go to that race too. So you got that crazy tandem bike, and then this red one is going to go on the track too. So we're actually competing in some serious racing too, not just like the goofy stuff.
You mentioned racing, and I can't help but think of the 72-volt hill climber.
Yes.
Is that one going?
Yes, that one's going to go.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we have this one going. We got the 72-volt. We'll take a look at that one because, man, that needed some work. And then the tandem bike. So that will be good. Eventually we'll like cut a hole in here, get some more light in. Like I said before, this place kind of feels like a dungeon because there's like no lighting and it's this whole big deal. But yeah, if you look around, the ceilings are nice and tall. It's so nice having 16-foot ceilings. Like the storage space that we gained is amazing. Right now, Aaron is designing a bunch of graphics. So you can see all these openings. So there's going to be a graphic, a giant vinyl graphic that fills in all that space.
Oh, that's going to look nice.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
The back of this wall is not finished yet. But you can kind of tell how it's coming along.
Well, so far from what I'm seeing, it looks great.
It's all right.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not a contractor. But this space is really going to develop, which will be fun. So we'll have just short-term kind of bandit parts. So if you do different handlebars and different headlights, all those parts will be in here in a nice closed room. And then next to that, where this window is, will be the next big step. We're going to build another giant room in here, and we need the window for ventilation. So that will allow us to build a legitimate paint booth setup for painting frames and a whole welding station, right? Because right now I'm just open welding, and that's not great for people who are just working on bikes and inhaling all that. It's, you know, I'm doing TIG welding, which is cleaner, but still not great. And then if we walk around, oh yeah, one huge thing that we gained was this mezzanine up top, right? So like, you can see there's probably, I don't know, there's probably 30, 40 batteries up top. Whole bunch of storage of bikes, all the old e-bikes, which once it hits spring, we'll bring those down and try to sell those off. Let's take a walk around here. We'll take a look at that 72-volt Bandit.
Let's go.
So yeah, coming back around this corner, this is kind of like what we would call our development room. So Taryn can do custom bikes in here. That allows him to not be taking up space on the production floor. And then we actually have a new intern. His name is Shuffy. He is working on all of the Javelin electronics. So like around this turn, you'll see tons of Arduino and other kind of electronic stuff. He's the guy that's been working on all that kind of fun programming. 72 volt is getting going. We put BMX bars on this thing instead of those like low cafe bars, because if we're on a flat track, man, those cafe bars are killing. This rear wheel, oh my God, last time you came, you remember all the spokes?
Yeah, we're loose.
Yeah, this thing is just putting out so much torque, it just beat the crap out of it. So the wheel is now tightened up, which is good. That makes me feel better. And then we have the BMX bars on it, so that'll be good. And then I have been working on the fork with some...
Bending it back into shape?
Bending it back into shape to get that going. But I mean, ultimately, the race, I think, is 15 laps around like a little quarter mile. So, and it's on flat. We're not going to be hitting bumps and stuff. So we should be okay, I think. Hopefully, Teo's going to be the one racing this one, of course, right?
You have gear for him, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we got...
He's padded up. He'll be padded up. Good, good.
Yeah, we actually have racing jerseys we're making too.
Oh, get out of here.
Designed some cool ones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Besides that, in this room, we just have our test bench. So if people have, let's say you blow a controller or you kill your motor or whatever it is, when you send your parts back to us and we evaluate them, we put them on our test bench and we run through all sorts of testing to figure things out. This is also where we program the bikes before they go out. So. And then in here, the other, hold on a second. And then over in this room, Erin's doing some graphic design stuff, but that's going to become...
She's into that?
Yeah, but that's going to become a media room. I'm excited for this room in particular, just because we've never had like a dedicated media space. And so we've wanted to do this for a very long time, where we had like an actual sit-down desk and a set, and Teo could just go into that room. I could go into that room, John could go into, anybody could go into it, and we could just make weekly videos. And like one of the ideas, yeah, we definitely want to do a podcast. I think you're excited about doing that. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, I can be a guest. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we want to have guests. The other thing is, oh my God, the number of DMs and emails we get for people just having questions about their bikes. And when I say that, I don't mean Spark bikes. I'm saying, you name a brand, we get a question from somebody that's saying, hey, this is happening to my bike and the companies aren't getting back to me. I am reaching out to you as a last resort kind of deal. So I like the idea of doing this thing every week where we just allow people to send us questions. And I just say, hey, it's Friday. We're looking at our week's worth of questions. And I pull up a list and I say, okay, here's the answer to that question. Here's the answer to that question. All right, everybody, send me your questions for next week. There's so many people out there who get a bike and then they get stuck because they don't know how to fix it. And it would open the door to us doing like little demos too. So it's like, oh, you got a question on how to change your brake pads? Let me show you. It could take 5 seconds just to do brake pads. So let's do that, right? So, you know, and the more people see us do that, they'll probably trust us more, that we know what we're doing, and consider buying a bike from us instead of a big brand. Yeah,
we're working on the relationships, and that's what, in my opinion anyway, I think that's what it's all about.
I think it's important.
Building relationships.
Yeah, so dedicated media room I think is going to be huge for us. Yeah, so we've been doing these giveaways every Monday because when we moved into the facility, we just had so much stuff that we used to use, you know, like older bikes and things, and we're just not using anymore. So last week we gave away like reflective jackets. This week, I think we're going to give away some of your stuff, aren't we? You give us some mugs. All right, yeah. So maybe we'll take a mug. What else did you put in there?
I have a mug and a t-shirt available.
T-shirt, and maybe we'll try to send something else in there from our company too.
Oh, that's nice. Little surprise? Little bonus?
We'll see.
All right.
But we'll do that on Monday. Maybe we'll see when this video goes up.
Okay.
But actually, speaking of things that we just had.
Hi, John.
Hey, sorry.
We're ruining the video.
No, don't apologize. It's all good.
So speaking of you know, things that we brought with us that we didn't really want to keep around, I think we got something for you right around the turn. You want to go check it out?
For who?
For you. Lighting looking okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we got quite a few bikes up here, and most of them are perfectly fine, but then we have this little section up here, which is kind of like our scrapping zone. And you know, we'll keep some bikes on hand that either they just got really beat up, or like we had to take an emergency part from something because we didn't want to make somebody wait 3 months to get a swing arm or something like that. So this one up here with the lights, you're gonna take that one home.
Me?
Yeah, you get to take that one back because I know you've been wanting to do some kind of custom project, custom build type of thing.
I have actually, yes.
And you know, you got that one that was S3 edition.
Yes.
So hold on to that one and see, maybe you do something else with that. And then this other Bandit frame can be turned into a project of whatever you want to do, because it's just hanging around. We don't want to take up space. Anyway, there you go. There we go. What's cool, there's one other cool thing about it. Actually, this one, like I said, swing arm before. Yeah, this one doesn't have a swing arm. It also doesn't have a rear motor. So it's like a perfect thing for you to do
that would be
some
perfect.
projects.
Yes.
And on top of that, these are all the parts from our good friends at Send Cut Send. These guys are amazing. If you are an engineer or somebody that makes anything out of like flat steel or plastic, Send Cut Send, they're the way to go. You literally upload a document and they will begin cutting it the next day, and you can get these parts in 3 to 4 days.
That's amazing.
Absolutely incredible. And so when we design our swing arms, this is how they come. It almost looks like a model airplane kit.
Hold on a second. Yep. Are we welding this today?
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be able to weld this up today. I'll show you some welding techniques. Just keep in mind, I'm not a professional welder. I took a 1-hour welding class last summer at a makerspace.
Oh my God, well, I've seen the swing arms that you put together and they look professionally done.
No, they don't. No, they're okay. They're strong. They don't look good. But anyway, but these are the parts. And one second. So what's cool about the way we design a lot of these parts, and it's actually the same way the Javelin is built, is a system called slot and tab. And what that means is you take two parts, and this part has a tab, this part has a slot, right? Fits right into that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Perfectly, within thousandth of an inch. That's why it has to be laser cut. Next one goes on. All right. This piece goes on. All right. So pops together. And then
that's in there good.
Yep, you can hardly tell, but the tab actually sticks out by a few thousandths of an inch. And that's nice because it reduces the amount of filler material. The part itself becomes the filler material. The other great thing about slot and tab is it's really difficult to create a fixture to hold a piece and make sure that it doesn't warp and bend, right? But when you do slot and tab, I take this thing, I put a clamp right there. This thing is rock solid. It's like not going anywhere. As long as I keep it clamped and I weld, it holds its perfect shape. So that's why when we talk about using it on Javelin, it's huge, because normally a bike frame is made out of tubes. And when you take tubes and make that frame, you need a really complex thing called a jig to hold it. And if you ever want to modify that frame design, well, now you have to completely redo your jig. So by making a frame out of a slot and tab technique, there is no jig. The frame itself is the jig.
That's amazing.
So, just for numbers, the Bandit, when we had that frame built, The jigs and setup to make that frame were about $50,000. The Javelin does not require any of that to get going. So the initial cost to set it up is nothing. It's just the material cost. And if we ever want to modify that design, let's say for some reason we want to make like a little kid's version of the Javelin or like a gigantic version, whatever you might think about, there's still no cost. It's just slot, tab, clamp it down. So, and then this system.
Did you just plant a seed? Did you say a kid's version?
No, that's not happening.
Oh, you got me excited. You don't have kids, right?
I know. No, I'm not going to get into kids' bikes. But here's the other ones. So this kind of goes in here. All right. Wow. So it's going to get hard for me to hold this all together now.
Well, you're making it a little easy.
So it's just a giant jigsaw puzzle.
That is awesome.
All right. And then you just go through. Yeah, you just go through, tack weld it, make sure it's straight. Yeah, so we're going to weld this up. But before that, we got to get a bike boxed up. And John and I are probably going to need your help to get that done.
Heck yeah.
And I think we got enough content for one video. So maybe we get this one boxed up and then we make a whole second video. And I'll sit down with you and I'll show you how to weld it. And you can take that one home with you.
Ooh,
is that a good deal?
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Let's box this up.
Let's go.
It's cool. We got the brick alien ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right. Try to do is leave as much on the bike as possible, just to make it easier for people. So even things like turn signals, people will have trouble doing. So that'll stay on there, and then we just turn it in. Even to the point where we actually keep the handlebars on the stem, and we just take the stem off from here because we found people were putting them upside down, like anything you can imagine, somebody will have done. So this one wanted a custom headlight. They wanted it to be a dual battery.
Nice.
These are the mirrors. One thing that we've done to speed up the process is all the other stuff, your charger, there's a bunch of manuals, there's a whole bunch of just pedals, everything else goes into this one box. And this box we found fits perfectly inside the frame. Taryn always leaves a corner right here empty. I'll show you why. I know, that looked painful, didn't it? Everything's padded in here.
Okay.
You have to watch for the horn.
And on my side, you're on the chain.
Right?
Just keep that in mind.
Yep.
Just be careful of the shape and let the handlebars not fall.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, not bad.
And the inside of the box is 10 inches wide. So this fits
perfectly
in.
So it also acts as a stabilizer as
no
well.
rocking.
Yeah.
This has taken years, honestly, like 2 years
to
get
develop?
this all working. You know, enough bikes get thrown around by UPS. We love UPS, but man,
Butchery.
Yeah, we love them.
we love.
I sense sarcasm.
No, they're pretty good. We like the guys anyway.
Oh yeah, they're awesome, right?
Absolutely. Work their asses off.
Yes, they do.
A lot of things that we're doing now are not the most beautiful, but they work. So duct tape on these handles. Enough drivers have ripped
Pull them
these
right
out.
off. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, UPS driver pulls this out, rips it out. He's not very happy about it. He's just going to toss that freaking bike around.
Yeah.
So by doing some duct tape, it doesn't look pretty,
Right.
but it helps prevent it. For a while there, we also had tires blowing through the bottom. So it's just plywood. These just go on the bottom. One thing we have been doing, we're just out of materials right now. We actually usually line the entire inside of this box with MDF, just to make it impossible to kick through.
We
don't have any, huh?
Makes for a heavy box.
It makes for a heavy box, and it can push us over the limit. This one in particular will be very close to the 150 pounds when you get all the packaging on there. So instead, we'll just jam a lot of cardboard around it. Not pretty, As long as the bike gets there.
Just let me get that clip.
Good go. Always have to think about what is going to be on the side of the wall. What is going to get hit. It's all going to make sense in a second, man.
When he first started, he said he needed my help. But
You're helping. No, this is good because we're doing a new packaging method. So we're testing this out, and so far it's going way faster. Because it would take us like
an hour?
More.
Really?
Yeah, because you just had to you had to
Take
wrap
too many
everything
things
so
apart.
intricately.
I gotcha.
You know, and then once you get it in the box, there's still 3 things you have to do.
Okay, so now, I don't know, we don't really have a name for it. The only thing I've been calling it lately is spider webbing. So.
This thing?
Yep.
Spark.
Okay. So, you take that. Let go. Do it like 5 times.
That noise is gonna make for an epic sound effect for something.
Yeah.
Scared me. Man, you didn't need any of this.
Huh?
You didn't need any of that stuff.
Well, so
that does a great job of securing it.
I built it up top because we usually put foam on top because this gets scratched.
Oh.
So here's what's cool about this.
Did you say 5 times?
I don't know.
We went around 8 times.
Depends on who's counting.
But I mean, hell, my question is, how many can we get
With one roll?
With one roll.
1,000 foot for 40 bucks.
Oh,
So,
wow. I'll edit that part out.
no, I'm not good at math.
That's a lot of bikes.
So here's what's cool is when we used to put foam and all this kind of stuff on it, its intention was to prevent scratching. So this is preventing scratching. Like this stuff is really tough.
Wow.
And not only that, but we would have to tape all this on.
Individually.
Individually.
And each one had a different shape. So it's like you would choose that one or the thinner one. It was crazy.
So now it's as if we have an entire set of tape and you could just go around.
And that's if you want. You don't necessarily have to, right?
Well, I mean,
You want to add the foam?
We're going to.
Yeah.
So on the outermost pieces, like this derailleur in the box, just getting hit,
Okay.
you want that protected. Let's see what else. Probably this part of the fork.
Oh, we got to deflate the tires too.
Oh, yes. These bikes fit into the box so closely that we have to deflate the tires, which people get annoyed about because they don't like to have to pump their tires when they get the bike. But
They just want to jump on it and ride. No, you always, people please, you always want to check your tire pressure.
this bike was not custom built for someone. Taryn has just been doing these one-off builds, and we've just been putting them up on the website, and that person liked it, so they bought the bike. So we've started doing this combination of one-off builds. Every once in a while, Taryn just has an idea. This time was Brit Halen. It's like a British Van Halen, who knows why. She built it, we put it up, somebody liked it. It just kind of gives people ideas of things they can do with the bikes. And then sometimes people just end up really liking the style. All right, so the only thing that we have left is a kickstand. These,
I only do those ones.
you only do those ones?
Pretty sure, yeah. Right?
I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we leave the bracket on.
Okay. That makes more sense. See, it's always changing. Always. But this is
Teo's rules.
no. This is a better way to do it. I agree.
Score one for Teo.
Yeah.
That's a better idea.
No, edit that out.
Teo's wrong every time.
So pretty much there's not too much left for them to do. Bolt that on, bolt the handlebars, fill it with air, and you're good to ride. Right?
We're trying to make it as easy. The only challenging one is the cargo handlebars.
Yes.
We have to take everything off the handlebars, like the display and the throttle and all that, because it's hard to fit it in that box, but we found a way.
And then the other cool thing is once it's in the box, then we can jam stuff around it too. Okay. Dude, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think so. You good?
Yeah. This is the headlight and the mirror. So I will take these two items and tape them together, but I think this one can fit there.
Yeah,
Pad that
I'm
up.
just gonna have to do some more padding around the disc real quick.
What's funny about this stuff is like no two bikes are the same. So like you can't have like a specific system. That's kind of been the big problem.
Yeah.
So how do you make a system where you can box up a product line that is so customizable? Use a lot of paper. It's probably great for the video right now, right? But, you know, I don't like the idea of using tons of plastic. It's not great, but we do try to do paper as much as possible.
Pretty good.
All right. Get that side, you want to put it, ready? Can we put it on top of this? I'll show you why. Because if you look at a slot, we can put the straps through this.
Son of a bitch.
This is just a strap system. It keeps the entire thing together because realistically, we'll staple the whole box. Those staples will pop out.
Okay.
And so...
Is this metal or plastic?
No, it's polyester. It's like rated to like something insane, like 2,000 pounds. Like they're crazy strong. They still break. The only times they break is like when it gets like fractured.
Yeah.
Then it's done. Now we're gonna use it. And then these go in, and they prevent it from digging into the box. They also provide like a cushion for it to roll on.
Wow, that was so much better than what I usually do.
This tool is one of my favorite tools in this entire place. You'll see why in a second.
And then you just have to leave enough space to get that clip on there.
See, these are usually automatic tools, but we do them all by hand.
Oh, wow.
So now that not only ratchets, but when he squeezes it, well, it's usually nice. It's usually like a nice clean cut.
That was weird. That's all right.
We'll get on the next one.
This material, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is crazy strong.
Be careful.
Yeah, but like feel that.
I see it.
I mean, if we want, we could put another one there. Just no.
Oh.
Right, so we'll put 3 of those on, and then industrial
good to go?
staples.
Oh, and staples on top of that?
Yeah.
Dude,
All
this
right.
is so much better. What we've been doing, just like the little tricks you. Oh, I go this way.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
What's great about this is we have video proof for Taryn and Teo that we only did this entire process in 5 minutes. All right, now we're good.
Now this should fly.
Yeah, this is.
Hey!
One more. All right, we're at the end here, Mr. E. Done. One more.
No!
No, it's not gonna shoot out, trust me. Watch, ready?
I had to look
It
away.
does this like curling system. It's kind of cool actually. It looks like a crab. You can set the depths. You can adjust how this whole thing bends.
That's really cool.
Yeah, all these tools are so cool.
Oh, it's a tool
Expensive. Dude,
yeah.
packaging tools. Like this tape machine, what is it, like $300-400 bucks? Just that little thing? These are like $200. They know because like you buy it like once, right? And then the tape, you can't get away from it though.